Alright guys, and welcome to a small video on my vaping setup. I want to do this video because I think I've hit something really good here and I want to share it. So, to start off with, I've also noticed when people do these videos, they never tell you what voltage they're running at or the ohms of their coil, which is a curiosity because that's what I'm interested in. You see all these guys with big box mods, such as this one. This is an Inikin iTaste MVP. It was a friend's cast off. Thank you very much for that, mate. I am using it when I'm sat at the computer, but the problem I have with these is they're so big. I know you carry around your mobile phone, but they're getting bigger again, and they're a pain in the ass. This is the same sort of thing. I can't get on with it because they're that big. But I have an Aspire carbon fibre variable voltage Ego battery. I think mine's a 900. Yeah, I've got two of these. One will pretty much get me through a day, then I've got the other one I can put on while this one's charging. I have a blue one and a grey one, but I've left the grey one at work. Noob. But then the important part, I have acquired a KangerTech Protank 2 Mini. I have to read it off there just to make sure I got it right. Now, they're now up to, I think it's the 4, but the Protank 2 has the single coil. Yeah, single coil, and it's rebuildable. I've just made my box. I also noticed when I put my webcam onto the full size of the image, it distorted. That was handy. You may be able to see it there if I went up to the camera. It's only a little thing. This is the old one. You see, it's only got a single wick. Now they do come with two flavour wicks in there. I take those out because of the juice I'm using, but I'll get out of that as well. But the rebuildable part is epic. There are videos on the internet on how to rebuild these. You just pull off that cap, bend that out, take that out, and your coil will come out. And you rebuild it by wick, a pin, wrap it around 6 times, and put it back together. But there are videos out there on how to rebuild them, so this is not going to be that video. But now we get on to the interesting part. Now, the carbon fibre ones, these particular Aspires, they go from 3.3 to 4.8 voltage, and that is all I need. I am using a roughly a 2.1 average. But I have noticed in the 2.2 pack, the first one was a 2.8 ohms, and this one's a 2. The iTaste, this one, is giving off weird readings for the ohms meter, but my Vada's got... It's another Inikin, it's a Cool 5.4, and that's got a better screen on it, and that tells you it's got the resistance meter. I think he's using a sub-ohm one. Anyway, on that one, the first one I put in was a 2.8, and this one's a 2, which is handy because having the variable voltage, because you can adjust it then and get what you want out of it. Right, now onto the juice. The juice I'm using is 80 VG 20 PG, and you get a really nice cloud of it. Not ridiculous. You don't burn through juice as fast as the big boxes do. When I smoke this, I'm not going to disappear in a big cloud. But that is plenty for me. That is spot on. I really enjoy smoking. That's my issue. I love sitting down and having a cigarette. It's not so much for the nicotine anymore, but that is obviously the addiction and the habit. I just enjoy that peace out, that time. You just sit there, you're good. But with a cig, here's another thing with the vaping, when that cig's gone, that's sort of, you break, it's over. You've had your cig, you move on. With a vapor, you can keep going and going and going. Which is a downside to them. But they are better for you. Yeah, a bit of the nose as well. Now, I've struggled to get the Egos working right. I just can't seem to get a right hit. I can't get the right amount of vape. I've struggled, which is why I went for the variable voltage. And even then, I was struggling getting the right tank. I've dropped on this tank. I had to actually look around on eBay for some old stockies, and it's fantastic. I love it. Now, when it first came out, there's reviews of it, and they all think it's brilliant as well. I think afterwards, they got an unfavourable reputation for leaking. This isn't leaking yet. But it's completely rebuildable. The whole thing comes apart. So the only place it can really leak from is the seals. I'll just go get some O-rings. All else fails, I'll glue the damn thing. It won't leak then, but until then, plenty of vape. It's brilliant, I love it. And I'm getting this out of an Ego setup. The Ego, I believe, is just ideally the description of the threads on the outside and the attachment that fits on there. I think the 510's the one with the fit flush. That's when you start moving on to the bigger tanks and all the bigger kit. But for me, they're too heavy, they're too big, and you go through so much juice. Really do shift it too fast. And it's probably why people are then moving on to making their own juice, because they're spending an absolute fortune in the shops. Which is no good. Yes, I have a big ass mug. Can't be bothered going to the kettle every 5 minutes. Yeah, so to recap then, I'm using a KangerTech Protank 2 Mini. I'm using an Aspire carbon fibre variable voltage 900 milliamps. You can get bigger ones, but then the battery starts getting bigger and you move it into the bigger kit. I'm using 80 VG 20 PG juice and a 2.1 resistance coil. Probably should say I'm actually burning out at the minute. That'd help, wouldn't it? I'm currently around 3.8 volts. I'm getting that from it. It's brilliant. But the normal Egos kick out roughly 3.3, 3.4. So it's not enough. So having the variable voltage, you can boost it when you need to, and depending on the coil, which I've now noticed there is variation in, you can adjust it. Just those few clicks. All you do is spin the bottom. I'll be able to hear it. But it's got a little open dial. You see in there? Just that little cut out there. You can read it. There's numbers every so often. But yeah, I'm on 3.6 at the minute. And I'm getting that out of it. And that, I imagine that's actually more smoke, for instance, that you get off a cigarette. But it's brilliant for me. I love it. I'm really, really enjoying this setup. So much, like I say, I've been off 6 for 2 days now. I picked up this juice. I was using 50/50, and I'm still smoking alongside it. I have smoked for years. I've smoked and used e-cigarettes for around a year, 2 years now. I just could never get the e-cig right to give me enough to get me off the cigs. But since I got this juice, the 80 VG juice, literally 2 days ago, I've not had a cig. How good's that? I'm getting what I want out of this, and which is what it's all about. So I figured I'd share that with you guys, because I'm loving it. And in theory, the whole reason of using these is to get off cigs. It's done it for me. I'm 2 days in, not wanting a cig. And better evidence of that is I'm really, really tight when it comes to money and buying things. I have a pouch of baccy on my desk in front of me. It still has tobacco in it, and it's going to go to waste because I ain't smoking it. I'm happy. So I will put links in the description for the bits I know that you can get from. As for the Protank 2, like I say, it's not main stocked anymore. You're just going to have to eBay it, GearBest. Just put it into Google basically and see what comes up. If you're after one of those, I got them because they're rebuildable. Again, for the rebuilding, if you look at the videos, the guys will provide links to the bits and pieces down there. I think I got mine off eBay. All you need to rebuild them is the wick and the coil. Simple as that. Especially if you are blessed of having a big box and you have the ohms meter on it, because then you can get a read. I don't know which wire size I've got to tell you, but I said look at the videos guys and you'll see. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Push the button. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'm going to carry on vaping. Epic.